Sorry, I'm trying to get to where we can see our faces, but I'm not covering up slides. That's... All right, I'll just go ahead and start then. Alrighty, so we did our presentation on Shakespeare's Pizza. And so a couple of us visited different Shakespeare's locations. Some of us visited the downtown location, and some of us went to the other locations that are around Columbia. With the downtown location specifically, we definitely noticed issues like parking and long lines. And then at the other locations, we noticed problems like low table turnover and authenticity as some big issues.
So the first problem that we noticed was parking, especially at the downtown locations. Shakespeare's Pizza parking is very limited. Most of the parking is parallel, paid, or at parking garage parking. Customers often get frustrated with having to find parking just to enjoy eating at the restaurant in general, and paying for parking can lead to inconvenience and frustration for customers. This can lead to irritated, lack of new customers, or just avoidance of the restaurant in general. One solution we found for this is that Shakespeare's could consider paying for parking designated for its customers. This will allow for customers to cater to an enhanced parking experience by getting to park close to the restaurant free of charge. So some research and examples we found of this is, for example, the Domino's in downtown Columbia has parking spots reserved just specifically for their customers. So if Shakespeare's were to do the same thing, it could allow their customers to be able to park close to the restaurant without having to pay or parallel park. Another problem that we found was authenticity throughout all the locations. So there's three different locations in Columbia, and the downtown one is the iconic restaurant that is embedded in the history of Columbia. Since the first location is downtown, there have been two new additions that are in different locations. The downtown location compared to the other locations has a more iconic atmosphere compared to the others. So a solution that we found for this is that Shakespeare's could provide on-brand staffing trainings. This way, all employees would know the history behind the business. Shakespeare's could also employ a manager to look over all three locations to determine if they are all on-brand collectively. So some research and examples we found for this is Chick-fil-A actually does the same thing where they have a manager that travels to different locations to make sure that every location is on brand and that their employees know what is expected of them if they work at Chick-fil-A.
One of the problems I found with Shakespeare's is especially like on Saturdays and game days, the lines like often outside of the door, like trying to get in there in tables, they don't really have a fast turnaround when trying to sit people. Um, Big problem with that is like they don't really get people in. If I'm walking by and I see a big line, I don't really want to wait in that. It's also another problem because sometimes people are just going in there to get a slice of pizza instead of like sitting down and eating a whole pizza. Um, so it kind of just turns people away. They could go to Pizza Tree or Domino's and get faster service there. It kind of leads to long lines, so not many people in the door and not as much business. A solution for this would be another separate register since they only have two in the front. They could do one for like people grabbing pizza to go, or people just going there for slices. That'll keep the lines flowing faster and people just getting in their slices in and out the door faster, creating more space for people to dine in and order faster. Beat Ups kind of does this. They have like when you're waiting in line there, they have a separate place for people that are just doing carry out instead of people waiting to get their food behind the line if there's a long wait or something like that. It kind of just leads to shorter line and people wanting to get a table and not waiting for their pickup order. Another problem I found was a lack of entertainment. As big of a space they have, they don't really have as many TVs. This could be a problem for people who just want to go there to watch a Mizzou game. When I went there to visit there, I was trying to watch the game, and there was only like two TVs in that main area, and one in the main area and two above the bar area. I think that's kind of a problem because it doesn't lead to as many people wanting to go there to watch a game, especially on like Monday night or Thursday night football. Not many spots to watch a game there or something like that. A solution would be to get more TVs and sometimes have like specials during that. You turn the volume on for the games and do certain deals to bring me more people in with more TVs to go watch a game instead of other game day bars. An example of this is Campus Bar B12. On Sundays, they have a bunch of different deals of doing like dollar burgers and special drink orders. And I think if Shakespeare's did a deal like that or hosted something for games, it'd get a lot more business in the door too. Shit.
Cooper, we can't hear you.
Let me start again. The fifth problem we found as a group was a limited menu, or that Shakespeare's has is a limited menu for dietary restrictions. Shakespeare's does have options for those with dietary restrictions. However, gluten-free pizzas are only offered in one size, and Shakespeare states on their website that they can't. Uh, Shakespeare's doesn't make it well known on their website or at the restaurants. Again, Shakespeare states that.
You're cutting out for me, Cooper. Sorry.
Yeah, I think he's out on mine too.
Oh. Did he? Okay. Well, anyways, yeah, Shakespeare has limited menu for dietary restrictions, and that can really deter some people who have these dietary restrictions.
Sorry, I don't know why
You're
my
good.
Um, problem five, solution is designing certain areas of the kitchen as allergen safe areas to prepare food for those with dietary restrictions. Offering dairy-free cheese as an option and other allergen-free items, and also creating more signs to make customers aware that they actually do offer gluten-free dough. Research and example. We found that Chipotle has been able to cater to a broad range of dietary preferences and restrictions with their pick and choose menu. Um, And with that, they have been able to maintain a strong and loyal customer base. Its emphasis on fresh and high quality ingredients, and the ease and access of allergen-free or allergen information further reinforces its appeal to health-conscious consumers, positioning it as in the fast casual dining industry. Problem six that we found was a lack of involved customer service. Employees are rarely seen coming out from behind the counter and are often short with customers. Employees don't seem to be trained to handle customer requests and are unwilling to compromise and reach a solution. Many customers have complained on review websites saying that the overall customer service has declined in the past few years. And Shakespeare seems to rely too much on the brand recognition and the history of the brand and doesn't continuously strive to improve customer experience. Solution for this, Shakespeare's should retrain employees on warm and welcoming customer service. They should emphasize heightening customer experience and encourage and incentivize employees to go above and beyond for its customers. Shakespeare should also focus more on making memorable experiences for customers and rely less on brand history and recognition. Uh, Through research, we found that Chick-fil-A is a great example of a restaurant that provides its customers with outstanding customer service time and time again. It is difficult to find an example of someone who has had a bad experience at Chick-fil-A, and Chick-fil-A is consistently willing to cater to its customers' needs and requests, and the quality of service is always top tier. This has solidified Chick-fil-A as a successful restaurant and keeps its customers coming back.
For problem 7, we also noticed there was some inconsistent food quality between the different locations that were in Columbia. Going to all 3 different locations, some of us, including myself, noticed that at one location you could have overcooked pizza to where it'd be burnt. On the other hand, you could have pizza that wasn't cooked whatsoever and it was awfully cold and whittled a few toppings. The ingredients didn't seem fresh at all. They've even mentioned on the reviews from fellow customers that it was burnt, cold, not very many toppings, and then, kind of piggybacking off the customer service. It just didn't seem like they were really helping out the customers at all either, and more just relying on the brand. And it felt like the brand is kind of gonna fall away. So the solution to this problem could be implementing standardized preparation protocols as well as routine staff training. The managers could outline cooking times, ingredient measurements, recipes, and anything else that could minimize inconsistency with the workers. The staff could also focus on ways to find consistency in toppings, dough preparation, and the baking process. And lastly, they could also train employees to check product dates to ensure that ingredients for toppings and sauces are fresh. They could even go as far as going to the local farmers market and picking up fresh tomatoes or vegetables out there to make it even more fresh. Some research that found on this was just that consistent quality control processes ensure that every restaurant meets standards, reducing the likelihood of customer complaints and negative reviews. The quote there is when it comes to word of mouth promotions, 60% of loyal customers will share their favorite brands with their friends and family. I feel that this could go a really long way for Shakespeare's if they were to increase that reputation. We have listed Chick-fil-A as an example, but honestly, you could even say Texas Roadhouse is another great example of all the chains that they have across the United States. They still maintain consistent food. Problem 8 kind of also goes again with customer service and just low employee management. The low table turnover. After customers are finished with their pizza, they leave their plates, towels, and utensils on the table, expecting staff to come clean it up. However, due to the vast size of the restaurants, including downtown, with all the tables they have, many of them don't get cleaned, leaving customers trying to find a clean table. And if there isn't one, they usually just end up walking out the door, making Shakespeare's lose business. And at times, including myself, when I've been there with a few friends, we've had to clean the tables ourselves, clean everything off. This was really irritating to myself and also can be noticed with other customers as they're wanting a clean table to be able to sit down and eat on one that's not sticky. A solution to this would be to designate certain workers to assist in cleaning tables. This will help increase table turnover at the restaurants with more customers finding the table. They could also hire more workers to clean the tables, dishes, towels, and condiment containers. They could even designate a certain area for existing customers to drop off their plates, towels, and silverwares to assist in cleaning and allow for dishes to be cleaned faster. And once again, just hiring more workers and designating a specific area for dishes streamlines the cleaning process and allows for faster table turnover. Some research on this, kind of just going off of 2 different restaurants. A good table turnover rate for a full service restaurant is around 2 to 3 times per hour during peak hours, so an average of 20 to 30 minutes. Good table turnover rate for fast casual is about 12 to 15 minutes before being cleaned. I feel like Shakespeare's kind of fits in both of these niches, depending on if you get a full pizza or just a single slice. This high table turnover rate can help reduce the time that customers wait and increase overall satisfaction. An example of this would be Panera Bread or also Chipotle. When I've eaten at Panera Bread, they usually have you put the plates and dishes and silverware in certain categories, and that makes it easier for them to pick them up and clean them, and you can be on your way faster and not having to wait to find a clean table.
Carter, I think you're muted too.
Is that better? Okay, problem 9, side dishes. So Shakespeare is known for its legendary pizza, but its side dishes kind of lack the same level of uniqueness. It's missed opportunities, no innovations or custom options to cater to modern dining. College students, a key demographic, demand affordable yet pressure. All the pizza joints around Columbia do offer sides, as Shakespeare's does not. Go to the next one. And for its solution would be just to add sides like loaded Shakespeare's garlic breadsticks or pizza pocket calzones, Missouri bites, or just seasonally rotating sides around if you don't want to have too many, but still keep a good quality of sides. For research and example, college students and families demand the market in Columbia, but both groups value affordable, shareable sides and options for delivery preferences. Late night crowds crave indoor. For some examples of this, like Blaze Pizza offers cheesy breadsticks with their pizza, and Domino's offers a number of sides for their pizzas. Sorry.
The last problem that we identified for Shakespeare's is their order calling system. So after customers take their order, they usually go sit somewhere in the restaurant, and then Shakespeare's uses a speaker system to verbally call out the orders. And usually, if like a customer sitting far back and they're hard of hearing, it can be hard for them to hear their name called, which could lead to irritated customers because if they don't hear their name, they don't go pick up their food, and when they get there, their food is cold or they have a longer wait time. So a potential solution to this is to give customers a handheld buzzer that buzzes when their food is ready. This would cater to customers who are hard of hearing and would ensure that customers will receive their food when it's still hot. One example of this I found is 54th Street. So with the beeper system, your customers are alerted as soon as the dishes are ready so they don't have time to cool down. As a result, service is always smooth, guests wait less time, and plates are always arrive hot even during rush hour. So it would just really makes operations run smoother, and during a rush hour, the employees don't have to work as hard to keep up with like calling out these orders. So I went to 54th Street many times, and they would give us these handheld buzzers, and we could go wait in the waiting area or outside, and we had no stress that we would miss our name being called. So why you should invest in your guest experience? It's so important because, especially as a restaurant manager, it builds customer loyalty and sets the foundation for long-term success. Today, the actual guest experience starts before the guest enters your restaurant, from the time they search on social media and book a table, and it continues until they share their experience. So, especially with the increase in social media and people writing reviews and what they look up before they come visit, building that nice guest experience is just super vital as a restaurant and ensuring that your customers have a good time and then they encourage others to go visit your restaurant. So like some of these issues we address, parking, long lines, authenticity, are all big problems that customers see before they even place an order or they've even tried the food. So things like no entertainment, lack of dietary options, and poor customer service, and the hard to hear calling system can lead to even more customer frustrations and may cause them not to return, even if, say, they enjoyed the food. In today's world with social media, customers are drawing conclusions about the restaurant before they even step foot in the establishment. So it's just really vital to be investing in your guest experience. Alrighty, and that concludes our presentation.